to show you how to color the Color Me Crazy little sprays. This one looks like an orchid. You're going to remove it from the packaging. You're going to go ahead and fold the leaves back so that they don't get color on them. And then you're going to kind of work the flowers so they're all separated. Because what we're actually going to do is dip them. So I've poured out a little bit of the Radiant Rain with a little flip top, and I poured it and put it into my little salsa cup. And I added a little bit of water to it to dilute the color so it's not quite so bright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to one by one go ahead and dip our little flowers. So one by one, we're going to dip them all the way in. Dip, dip, dip. And we're going to dip again. And we're going to keep going until we have dipped all 5 of the flowers. And then the last one. And there we go. And I suppose we should probably dip the little buds. So we'll dip the tops. Okay. I'll touch up the tops of those buds in just a second. With our little paintbrush, we're just going to go ahead and go in here and just do a little bit of touch-up, just like so, and a little bit of touch-up on the bud at the top. And then, because I want to add a little bit of extra sparkle, I took some of the red pearl, which is this one, and I added just a touch, just with my paintbrush, of this pink, of the fuchsia pink. I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of the mica, the red mica, right on top. When this dries, then the flowers will be just a tad bit more sparkly than they would have been had we just left them. This red pearl mica is incredibly sparkly, so, which is really what I'm looking for. I'm going to add a little bit to the buds. There we go. Now, even though it looks a little bit splotchy, I don't know if you can see this, but you can see there's a little bit of splotches on here. When it dries, those splotches will completely go away. And I'm also going to go ahead and paint my stems. I'm painting the stems pink, and I'm going to add a little coat of butternut right over top of it in just a second. But I'm doing this pink because it makes it easier to cover. Let's see if I have some. Let's see, I'm going to grab a clean cup, and I'm going to pour a little bit of this autumn butternut in there. I just need a couple drops because we're just doing this stem. I don't know if you noticed, but that was very easy to control, just getting a couple drops out. And we're just going to coat the stems a little bit, just like so. So it's not quite so pink. It's a little bit more natural. All the way down. And just about ready to be dried. There we go. Okay, so you can see we have painted them. Let's see, let's turn it over here. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and dry this, and then I'll come back in a second and show you what it looks like. So here you can see it's dry now, and it almost looks as good as the real thing. You can see it's all the way around. Looks really good. And because we fold the leaves back, the leaves are pristine, so it looks really good. Anyway, what I'd like you to do is to try and dye your own, and you're going to go ahead and pour it into little salsa dishes, it being the Radiant Rain, and dilute it down. That way you don't have to have it such a heavy saturation of color. And I diluted this and it's still extremely bright. And because you're soaking it in there, you're dipping it in there, you're going to use a little bit more, but if you've diluted it, then you don't waste any, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Hopefully it's clear as mud. Anyway, I would love to see what you make with your Color Me Crazies, and I will talk to you soon.